Well, the chief twit is now Elon Musk, and I want to hear from you at 217-629-7970, or you can email me, bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can message me via Twitter. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. But what are your thoughts here? Are you looking forward to Elon Musk at the helm of Twitter, or are you worried that speech is going to be out of control? Again, 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. Here with Springfield's Morning News, I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Mixed bag for social media yesterday. A lot of different news, including all of the news about Elon Musk taking over Twitter. But when you look at some of the other headlines here, Mark Zuckerberg with Meta lost $100 billion in net worth amid Meta stock collapse. That's pretty incredible. Amazon posts profits, but revenue was weaker than expected. And some other interesting stories as well. The New York Post had some alarming headlines, sexist, violent, just bizarre headlines posted about this time 24 hours ago. I saw one of them that was like, what? Talked about the president and his son and harm. It was bizarre. But apparently that Twitter posting, that news article that the slew of news articles was from a rogue employee at the New York Post, causing some concern. So interesting to see all the headlines yesterday concerning social media. But I'd love to hear from you about Twitter and the takeover by Elon Musk. Now, Twitter has had their stocks suspended while this goes on. The message going out overnight from various brokerage firms about the kind of freeze on activity for Twitter. One message coming from Robinhood, for instance. That's a kind of a retail investor hub. It says, October 28th, 2022, it's today, Twitter Incorporated will be delisted from exchanges due to an upcoming cash merger. This means that all Twitter will be untradeable at all brokerages. Once the merger occurs, we'll send a follow-up email outlining the terms and any impact of equity or options you may hold. So interesting to see this. Twitter going into the hands of Elon Musk, and he tweeted yesterday that the bird is free. This after he posted a video of him walking into Twitter headquarters carrying a sink saying, "Let this sink in." All right, so God, he's so weird. But he ultimately put out a letter to advertisers as well, and I want to read this because I think it's important. And you can see this, again, on his Twitter account. It says, "I wanted to reach out personally to share my motivation in acquiring Twitter. There's been much speculation about why I bought Twitter and what I think about advertising. Most of it has been wrong. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be deliberated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. There is currently great danger that social media will splinter into the far right wing and far left wing echo chambers that generate more hate and divide our society. In the relentless pursuit of clicks, much of traditional media has fueled and catered to those polarizing extremes, as they believe that it is what brings in the most money. But in doing so, the opportunity for dialogue is lost," Musk said. He goes on to say that's why he bought Twitter. "I don't do it because it was easy. I didn't do it to make money." However, he's probably going to make a buttload of money because he's buying it at $44 billion. And right now, I think stocks are... Last I saw it was like $54 a stock or something. So he says, "I didn't do it because it would be easy. I didn't do it because I'd make money. I did it to try to help humanity, whom I love. And I do so with humility, recognizing that failure in pursuing this goal, despite our best efforts, is a very real possibility. That said, Twitter obviously cannot become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences In addition to adhering to the laws of the land, our platform must be warm and welcoming to all, where you can choose your desired experience according to your preference, just as you can choose, for example, to see movies or play video games ranging from all ages to mature. So that's just some of what he had to say. He went on to talk about advertising and how important it is. He says it can delight, entertain, and inform. It can show you a service or product or medical treatments that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it's essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam, but highly relevant ads are actual content. Fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, thank you. Let us build something extraordinary together. So that's just some of what Elon Musk had to say yesterday on Twitter when he was letting advertisers know that he's taken over and why he's taking over. What are his motivations? Now I know there's some concern from employees that Musk is going to let a whole bunch of people go. He of course met with some employees, but he did apparently say adios to the CEO and the chief financial officer at the company. Those two are out. And that's when Elon Musk tweeted that the bird is free. And he just posted as well, let the good times roll. So, we'll see, obviously, how Twitter is handled here on. But love to hear your thoughts. 217-629-7970. That's the phone number here with Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. You excited about this, or is it concerning to you? For me, I've had some of my articles blocked from Twitter. It was kind of fascinating. It happened around the time that Twitter was blocking the news stories about Hunter Biden's laptop. And we had a story. It was right before Thanksgiving, and it dealt with emails concerning Mike Madigan and allies getting special jobs through ComEd. So we got these emails and we published it like right before Thanksgiving. It said emails show. I don't know if that's what Twitter, they somehow were censoring everything that said emails show, or, anything that had to do with files being revealed. It was kind of fascinating to see just how that was being blocked several years ago. Ultimately, it was opened up and we were allowed to share articles, but it just goes to show that social media has been censoring. And we heard about the FBI talking to Facebook saying, be cautious of social media sharing misinformation. So I think that's another reason why Musk took over Twitter, is because of that tool being used for nefarious reasons, not to foster free speech, but to block speech. And that's not what free speech is about. Free speech is about you are free to say what you want to say. If you don't like what somebody's saying, say something better. But with freedom comes consequence, and you are to be held responsible for your freedoms and the consequences and whatever outcomes there may be. But that doesn't mean you just blanketly ban a whole bunch of people or a particular topic. So let's get to you, 217-629-7970. Good morning.
Good morning, Greg. If you invested in Truth Social, and now the patriarch is going to leave, go back to Twitter. We assume, right?
Well, I don't know. And that's an interesting prospect here because, Donald Trump was suspended from Twitter. A sitting president was suspended from Twitter and Facebook and all these other channels, right? I mean, that shows the power of social media to be able to ban a sitting president from that platform. And who knows? Is Donald Trump going to be coming back to Twitter? We shall see what happens. It's going to be fascinating. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Good morning. I'm very interested in to see how Elon takes this. I think he's a fascinating person, and I think he's brilliant based on what he's done with Tesla and building his fortune that he's built. I personally am not a huge Twitter follower, Twitter guy, but I think I'm going to be more. I have a Twitter account, and I tried to get into it, and I just never got into it a couple years ago, and I'll probably be a lot more into it than I was before. I mean, I'm very interested in spending a little time on Twitter and see. I'm not going to see the change, I guess, because I wasn't so heavy into it before.
Sure.
But I'm interested to see where it goes. And,
but at least you'll do so knowing that it's not going to be filtered information. And I think that's what a big takeaway is here. I appreciate the call. Another one. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
I think it's a great thing that he bought Twitter. I think it's like always, people are going to go hyperbolic and say that he's going to do all this nonsense that he's not going to do. If you listen to his words, he's very clearly just trying to make the platform a better platform.
Right.
And I think even more concerning about censorship is that the recent Gmail debacle showing how much they've censored Republican campaign donations, emails trying to raise funds for the Republican Party. I think all social media and tech companies need to be held accountable for what they are doing in terms of censoring public forums. If they've opened their platform to the public, then they need to be truly open to the public for use.
And listen, I mean, there's a clear difference between a utility and a publication. Publications like the SJR, right? They can publish and not publish whatever they want. A utility is like your cell phone. The cell phone company can't come into your personal business and say you can't make this phone call. So a big question, and it's been a question for more than a decade since social media really splashed onto the scene, is are these social media companies utilities or are they publications? And they claim they want to be protected a certain way so that they're not held accountable for what people post, but at the same time wanting to get the limited liability of having certain protections. So I think we have to think of social media and Elon Musk saying this much with his statement to advertisers that it needs to be the digital town square. It needs to be a place where people are free to speak. And that makes it more of a utility. So will Facebook, will Twitter, will Instagram, will YouTube, will even Gmail, that's facilitating communications between individuals, will that be seen as a utility? Well, I think that's an important conversation that needs to be continued to be had. One last call here. Good morning. You're on WMAY. Your thoughts on Elon Musk setting the bird free, the chief twit. Let it sink in. Good morning.
It's a good step in the right direction. Elon's hopefully going to open it back up. Hopefully certain groups, nonprofits, individuals that have been banned, they'll get that red flag off them and can start participating more. But there needs to be an overall just overhaul whenever it comes to Google and social media, because like you said, they act like they are just a platform when they're acting like publishers by censoring, editing, and putting snippets on information. I agree with you. It's a step in the right direction. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate your time this morning, and we'll obviously be watching that space closely. It is Springfield's Morning News, and if you want to chime in via Twitter, you can. Just search out Bishop on Air, and we can connect that.